Yeah,
You
we
ready?
got
Are you
yeah.
ready? Here we go. Hey guys, Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. How in the heck is everybody doing tonight? What's up, Anthony?
What is going on? I'm
We're
excited.
nine. We're 9 days out, man. 9 days
9 days.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the loud, no acoustics. I'm just on my. I'm obviously in my kitchen tonight, so I'm gonna go grab a drink. Hang on a second.
Yeah, we got a lot of awesome giveaways that
Read,
our
read.
vendors.
First thing though is we're 9 days out, so it's next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday.
Yep.
Killer.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 9 days. So we got everything coming together very, very quickly. So we're super excited. And I mean, there's gonna be a lot of awesome people there. Right now we're at 590, I think, attendees. So
We're gonna be 600 tonight.
yeah, yeah, I
It'll
would
be
say so.
600 tonight.
Yeah. So yeah, we got that, and we got some awesome giveaways that we're doing. We got Whisper Wash. They're giving away a 19-inch Ice Classic. That clear surface cleaner disc. That's gonna be cool. We got a couple of hose reels, 18-inch hose reels that we're giving away. The Washworks hose reels. Giving away a remote downstream box. We're giving away a P40, a new style P40. Comet Valley Industries, they're here. They're giving away a P40, so that's going to be pretty cool there too. And we're also going to have a what else we got? We're giving away. What are we? We have Hydrochem. They are coming and they're giving away a 2-step gun, and they're also going to be giving away a hyper concentrate kit for the 2 steps. So they're going to give away a polish safe 40-gallon kit. So you're going to get 40 gallons of the citrus, and then you're going to get 40 gallons of soap as well. So that's going to be pretty cool there. What else we got here? Carlos Gonzalez is coming with EBC. He's giving away a sample kit. So that there is also going to be beneficial. Green Ox Renew is coming. They are giving away 5 gallons of Green Ox Renew.
So how do you like
And
that? I kick myself out of my own show.
yeah, that's fantastic, man.
So I missed the P40, man. Where are we at? Where are we at?
Comet is giving away a P40. So they're giving away pump and gear reduction. So you're getting the pump and gear reduction. I mean, basically all you need is a base plate and an engine. I mean, we get you set up
a $300 engine, right? $400 engine.
CRX 225. Throw it on there, put it on a base plate, man. You got yourself a P40.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's we got Tucker coming out, so they're going to be out there as well with some cool stuff. And Rampage Hose, of course, they sponsored our event. We appreciate them, the best hose out there. So, yep, we appreciate those guys as well. So, yeah, I mean, we're just so excited to have everyone coming out, man. This is something me and Nate have wanted to do ever since we opened our store, and it was just something where we were able to give back, right, to all the washers. We started as washers. We're still washers at heart, but we were able to give everyone back some great education in the Midwest here, where Nate and I, we went out and we had to go travel for the education that we got. And luckily there was great guys out there to give it to us. Unfortunately, there was nobody local. So, I mean, we're just trying to make sure everyone succeeds, right? And want to make sure everyone can push forward this year and do a lot of great things. The season's just starting off here. And I think everyone attending this event is going to really benefit, because the guys that attend events like this are the guys that want to actually help people. And no matter where you really are in the industry, if you're just brand new in the industry and you're trying to get ahead, or you've been in the industry for a long time, those are the types of guys that attend this event and they want to help, right? So you may meet a guy that's at 10 million, you're only at $1 million, and that guy wants to help you get there because he gets the satisfaction as well as say, hey, I helped that guy. So I mean, it's all about those connections that you make too. So it's going to be, we're super excited. I mean, it's going to be great.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. That's the way to do it. It really is. I mean, that's the way most networking goes, right? I think these guys, I think that the difference between your event and I don't want to say all events, but like, the bigger events. And not that your event's not big, your event might be bigger than some of the bigger events. Let's not even do a comparison of, let's just say your event. It's kind of the culture, right? It's about the culture from within the people throwing the event. When you got guys that want to help other guys and they're coming to the event and you attract and magnetize those type of people, that's what happens at the event. You know what I mean? You kind of just make the event happen that way. And without saying bad things about other events, I mean, sometimes I think that event people just aren't looking at what's important. It's not always just about the content. It's about how you're going to deliver the content, what you're willing to do after you deliver the content. Because you see so many of these guys out there that are selling so many types of things. And you and I understand that, man, if you demo the guy, if you help the guy get set up, if you help him with a job or two, you know what I mean? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so many of these guys are like, they go to a lot of these events and then they're like, hey man, we're going to show you how to do this, but you got to get your credit card out. And if you want to move further in the program, da 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 da. I'm here to tell you something, guys. There's no holds back at this event. There's people that are going to be there that are not going to be there trying to be cheesily selling you something else. Okay. Of course, Anthony and Nate are doing this event. It's a free event, but it's not free. How you support them is what is more or less saying, hey man, I appreciate you doing this event where I could come network with the guys in my peer, become more successful. Because a lot of times it's not even about sometimes the things that you learn there. It's about the networking that goes on. And I'm not talking about in the bar. I'm talking about the networking that goes on with guys like John Vatcher that are doing 18 million, Chris Cook that are doing 18 million. Some of these guys that are going to be in the room, you got we're going to have some big kitchen exhaust guys that have done, people don't believe these numbers, $90 million. You know what I mean? But you can go and verify this because they're on Forbes. You know what I mean? These guys are that big. Hell, happy birthday, Gus. You're talking about a multi-million-dollar operation. The guy makes 500 machines an hour. You saw it coming off the assembly line. And people, I don't think they understand what that value is, even though Gus might be a guy that's just making machines, selling retail and wholesale and distribution. The bottom line is, man, the guy became one of the largest pressure washing manufacturers on the planet for a reason. He knows something. He knows something. And to get in a room like that with somebody like that, I mean, it's priceless. And this is free. You're going to be able to rub shoulders. I just mentioned right there a couple $100 million worth of guys that wash, and you're going to be able to rub shoulders with these guys and get in there and talk to them. And let me tell you a little bit of a secret. All these guys don't do everything, okay? As a matter of fact, most of the ones that are the most successful, they really do have like a niche. They do a specific thing, and that's what they do, and they do it real well. So guys don't understand, like one of my biggest customers was a shopping cart cleaning company. Isn't that crazy? Because they had all the connections in retail, and they didn't want to wash sidewalks. So who do you think wanted to wash sidewalks? Yours truly. That's right. And guys don't understand. That was my largest for many years. That was my biggest customer. And technically they're a competitor. But I did so much sidewalk cleaning for them. It was fun. It was absolutely phenomenal. And all the time, the same stories. they went a different direction. They didn't care about the sidewalk stuff,
Yeah.
and because they had their market, but they needed to make customers happy. So they were glad to network with somebody like me in order to help their customers. That's what they're
Right.
trying to do.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that we don't talk about enough, I don't think, because that stuff is there for the taking, you know,
Mhm.
but you got to have rapport. You got to understand how to build relationships. I got to tell this quick little story because this feeds into this a little bit. I was in a room with a guy one time at a networking event, a customer networking event. And it was, I'll just tell you, it was BOMA, you know. And if you know anything about BOMA, Building Owners Management Association, their luncheons are expensive. It's $500, you know what I mean, to go
Mhm.
to a lunch. You know what I mean? The membership's $1,500, and you got to pay for another manager's membership every year. So in other words, you have to have the invite by that manager, and you get the graciousness of paying for their membership too, you know.
Yeah.
And I was at this thing, and this guy's name's Cliff. And at the time, I was like in my 20s. Cliff was like 60 something. And I'm sitting there with Cliff after a couple of times coming to this meeting. And I'm like, Cliff, I'm going to go broke, man. All I'm in here with is a bunch of contractors, you know? And the guy took me along the side and he goes, hey, man, he goes, you need to open your eyes. Are you stupid? I go, what are you talking about? I need to meet customers. I joined this organization. I'm 5,000 in the hole right now, and I haven't even met a customer. He goes, you're thinking about this all wrong. He goes, you're here. You think you just pay money and you're going to meet somebody, and then tomorrow they're going to do business with you. He was one of the guys that made me understand about the relationship thing. He goes, hey, tomorrow, meet me at the coffee shop. There's a fountain there that I want you to look at this coffee shop, because he was a fountain restoration guy, right? I might have told you this story before, but he's a fountain restoration guy. He goes, meet me there and we'll have a conversation. What I didn't realize, and to cut the story short, is this guy was 60 some years old. He literally knew everybody that I wanted to be introduced to. But I had to build a relationship with him, so he trusted me so that he would introduce me to his customers. And
Mhm.
I didn't know he was taking me on this journey. Here we go. One of the biggest connections I made in my business was a guy that restored fountains for a living. And it was funny because he really taught me something. He said, and by the way, he goes, who do you think has a fountain? Broke people? You know, and I was like, no, you're right. Everybody that has a fountain, every property that has a fountain is a property. You know, we
Right.
don't go to a property with a fountain and go, oh, this is a shithole. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And those people, they want to keep their properties clean. They want them looking good. They want to take care of them. And I'll tell you where my test came involved is I went and I washed a fountain for him because he started having me prep restoration jobs. And I took some photos. This is back when shit, we were near Polaroid status. You understand what I'm saying? There was no, you just didn't pop him a photo. But I took some Polaroids in this thing. I'm not joking, it was Polaroids. And when I met with him the next time, he starts looking at the Polaroids and says, shit, I'm going to call the customer. You did such a great job washing that fountain. They don't need to do this $50,000 restore. And I go, Cliff, you're not going to do the $50,000 restore? He says, no. He says, that's why people pay me to do this. He says, they trust me. And I go, and you went out there and prepped it for a restore, but you did such a great job. They don't need to get this thing restored. They can hold it off for a couple more years and save the money. And in my mind, I started thinking to myself, okay, but you're losing money. They wanted you to restore the fountain. And he taught me that, you got to be trustworthy. You got to earn their trust. And that's something that it just takes time. You have to understand that about being in business. People aren't just going to jump out and give you a multi-million-dollar contract unless they do trust you, period.
Yeah.
And that I always try to tell people in sales, that's the number one thing. why do we do most of the things we do when we buy stuff, except for a new car? Because we don't want to talk about that. It's just the horror. Buying a new car is still the worst experience in the world, which I don't understand how they're still in business. Do you?
No, it's kind
It's
of crazy.
it's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
But guys, that's the big thing about these events. And you got to come with your eyes wide open and willing to learn and
Yeah,
willing
yeah,
to change.
that's where it really changes things when you go to these events. Look, there's guys that are going to come to this event. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's guys that are going to come to this event and they're going to say, "Hey, I don't know why I went there." Okay? It's because they didn't come with a coachable mindset, right? So when these guys show up, the guys that get the most out of these events, they come with a coachable mindset. And what I mean by that is not just someone to look, you're not looking for a mentor, right? To bring you to your next level. What you're looking for is to take little nuggets from this guy or that guy or this guy and that guy and use them and implement them into the things that you do every day in your business. So you're not going to go to the event and you're not going to have this mind-boggling, experience where it's like, how come I didn't do that? But what you should have is like, hey, look, I understand what this guy was saying, and there's a couple things that he told me that I'm not doing in my business that could take it to that next level. And the guys that are there, they have made the mistakes, right? I always tell guys, and Nate always says the same thing. If you want to know what not to do when you're cleaning a house, just ask me, because I promise I can tell you what not to do. And that's why, people like me are there and people like Nate are there and a lot of these other business owners to make sure that these guys understand that, hey, I want you to be successful and I want you to take these little nuggets that I'm giving you and implement them in your business, and it will help you grow substantially. There's a lot of things that we're going to talk about, in a wide array of things that we're going to talk about. Some may apply to your business and some may not apply to your business.
What blows my mind right now, man. I'm going to stop you right now. But like this, everybody goes, "Oh, you're pushing the Dual Wash Pro because you want to sell a bunch." Absolutely, we want to sell some.
I mean, yeah.
But we don't. People don't realize this is not another. We're not just saying it's a game-changing thing. It really is. This thing, I don't want to say this, but it's going to, once people start understanding, why would you not want a soft wash system, a pressure washer, a surface cleaner, a downstreamer, a dedicated pump, all in one machine?
Mhm.
One machine. And all this nonsense about, but if you go down, you're down. No, you're not, because you got two of them. And it's no difference than having a dedicated soft wash pump, a separate pressure washing pump, a roof pump. I mean, you got it all in one. So if you're going to get one, get two, and you got backup on all sides. You can do anything you want to, and it drives me out of my mind that no one seems to understand it. No.
So here's what we were selling a lot of last year. Okay. And it's not about sales. This is just to kind of let people know where things are kind of going in the industry, because the industry is always moving forward, right? If you're not moving forward with the industry, you're being left behind. So one of the things that I would like to tell guys is, right now, I was selling a soft wash system and a pressure washer, right? Let's just say I was selling a P40 and an 8-gallon a minute, just for, argument's sake. That's what I was selling, right? Now what has come to, Ron, is all my rigs right now that are moving out of my shop are leaving with a dual wash on it and a pressure washer, because now you either have two pressure washers and you could
two downstreamers, a dedicated pump, two surface cleaners. You're absolutely right.
Or you can soft wash and pressure wash the same you could do before, but now you're able to use two pressure washers or a soft wash and a pressure washer. It's crazy. It's taking these guys' businesses.
And let's tell everybody this. If you're downstreaming or you're even dedicated pumping with the pressure washer, with the Dual Wash Pro, now you can reach the same height, because Nobody talks about this because the soft wash people don't want to. Pressure washer shoot higher, period.
Yeah, I mean, these guys that are using this thing, and what's so awesome, Ron, and I'll say this right here on the live stream, we have 4 guys that have these rigs all over the Midwest. I have one guy that it's in Michigan, and he's so proud of his rig. He's coming back to the Wash and Learn Midwest and bringing his rig with him so he could tell people and show people, look, guys, I use this thing every single day.
Man, I want to fire up every Dual Wash Pro that we got so people start understanding this is the future. It is the future, man. It is
Absolutely.
The future. There's I don't want to say it's doing away with dedicated pumps because it's not. It is a dedicated pump. You know what I mean? And there's probably going to be always, just like the fax machine, just like the newspaper, the phone book, guys are stuck in their old ways. They're going to continue to use the old stuff, and it's okay because they're used to that. But we should be talking about what the future is and at least having people say, hey, what do I want to do? Do I want to be able, is this a device that, yeah, you know what? I can go to this house. If I have a SureFlow, I could get rid of the SureFlow and the pressure washer, or like you said, keep the pressure washer, get the Dual Wash Pro as my secondary backup machine, and I can still dedicate chemical at any portion that I want, and I've got a second pressure washer. Correct. So you're never down. No. The odds of you, the preposterous thing that if you get a Dual Wash Pro and it breaks, you're shit out of luck. It's not the case, because if I got a dedicated pump and it breaks, I'm screwed.
That's broke too. You're down.
It's done. Yeah, I mean, you're broke. But and people don't realize this. The soft wash guys that don't have pressure washing equipment, they don't understand that you can always downstream with a pressure washer, even if it's broke. You know what I mean? Like
low pressure.
A pump may not go 3,500 psi, but it's going to spit out 5 gallons a minute, and you're going to be able to get the soap on the house and get the house rinsed off and clean. And back in I want to say back in the old days, because everybody's done this. We've all finished a house, a side of a house, a portion of a house with a freaking pump up sprayer and a garden hose, man. We've all done it. If nobody can admit they did that shit, they haven't done enough washing. They just haven't.
Yeah. But it's awesome to be able to keep the industry moving forward, keep innovating and things like that. What I will say on here as well, and this is confirmed, I work very closely with F&A. Everybody knows that, right? We work very close. We are debuting at the event a stainless steel, small frame, hot water pressure washer, 8 gallon a minute, 3,500 true 3,500 psi. Now, there's a lot of politics into what people advertise. Okay. I'm telling you the actual spec of the unit that we are putting out there. 8 gallon a minute, 3,500 psi, all stainless steel frame.
What's the BTU?
I don't know. I don't have the spec sheet on it yet. I mean,
180 degrees or 160.
Yeah. So our heat rise is in between. I'm not sure the exact number yet, but the heat rise is in between 105 to 115. That's our heat rise. Okay. Like I said, we could get into a lot of specs on other units out there in the industry, and I'm not going to say any names.
Well, it cracks me up because people don't understand the physics. When you got more GPM, there's no heater out there that can get the water to 200 degrees, man. You could tether 2 heaters and run them through heater and still not get the hot enough temperature.
Well, let's say your ambient water temperature is 80, our machine's going to put it to 200. Mm-hmm. If the ambient water temperature is 80 degrees inside your tank.
And you're right, that matters. It does matter.
So what the ambient water temperature is, that matters a lot, right? So if you're washing in the middle of winter, your ambient water temperature is 35 degrees, you need 110, 115 degree heat rise. You got to have it. other units out there right now that are stainless steel. I won't mention names, but other units out there that are stainless steel, small frame units. I ran them through a test booth. They're putting through 67 degrees heat rise. That's the most you can get, 67 degrees. We've ran it. We've turned the thermostat all the way up. We've done whatever we possibly could. You know another thing about these units? They're not putting out 8 gallons a minute. They're putting out 6.9 true gallons a minute. 6.9 true gallons a minute when they were advertising on 8. I put it in the test booth personally myself. And you know what disappoints me about that? I'm the guy that was out there using that same machine when I was a contractor. I thought I had something great, 8 gallon a minute, 4,000 PSI. No, I had 6.9 gallon a minute at 3,200 PSI. That's the real number at a 67 degree heat rise. That's crazy. So we're putting out a new stainless steel unit, so that's going to be awesome as well. So we're super happy about that. That will debut at the event. And then we're also
run down the schedule. I don't got the schedule in front of me, but run it down because I don't have it. Do you have it?
Yep. Let me pull it up real quick. And all right. So Saturday, we have now Saturday is an add-on day to the event, right? So it's not the day of the convention. It's an add-on day, but it is part of the convention. So Saturday,
oh, wow, cool. I see you got some new pictures on the site too.
Yes. So
cool.
Saturday, we have the Omni Permanent Lighting class. That's a certification class to be certified, to be able to buy, sell. They teach you everything. The paver sealing prep and cleaning is also Saturday. And then the commercial sales class, Ron, with you afternoon.
And Mike Kilgore's doing that Trident, right?
That's correct. Mike Kilgore will be there with Tammy.
Who's the guy doing the lighting?
That's going to be Thunder Lighting with Kathleen, and I'm not sure of her partner's name, like her business partner or colleague that's going to be there. I'm not sure of their name, but Kathleen will be there to do that. Now there is another sign up on the event page for that class. So I know right now, I think they're sitting right at about 65 people on that sign up sheet. So they're happy with that. Then we go to Sunday, and Sunday is the opening of the show. I am going to announce something that is going to get you the opportunity to win these prizes and give you a lot higher chance of winning the prizes when I open the show on Sunday. I will not talk about it here, but if you're in the room on Sunday morning, you will absolutely want to listen to what I'm saying, because you are going to have the opportunity. You'll be light years ahead of everyone if you just do a couple of things to win those prizes.
Hey, can I tell everybody? Everybody's going to be here. So you got your show floor. You got CETA. The actual org will be there. Yep. You got Green Flow. You got EBC, Mr. Carlos Gonzalez.
Yep.
He's going to be President Tucker. Who's coming from Tucker? Just out of curiosity.
That is
Sean. It'll be Sean or no?
No. Man, what's his name? I feel bad for even.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. And then you got IC Graphics.
Yep.
And then you got Lava CRM, or is it just Lav?
Lavo. So that's that's Mike Carmody.
Okay, cool. Is Raj coming from Valley?
Raj will be there.
Raj will be there. And then Aha Tech. That's a crazy name. What do they do, man?
So they're drone. They make drones.
No.
We're
shit. It says robotics, man. Are they make robots too?
Yeah, probably. But they make a lot of drones for washing. But what they do is, or what we're going to do is, and what's going to be so cool about this as well, we're using the Dual Wash Pro to run the drone. So you can see the performance.
How good it works.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to, this is something that nobody clearly understands. And maybe I'm wrong. You can correct me. Don't they, at a certain height, doesn't it have to be a pressure washer?
I'm not sure. So I do know that you have to have two systems because you can either soft wash with it or pressure wash with it. And what better use to doing it with just one system?
So we'll get to see both. That's
Correct.
awesome.
Yeah.
With one machine.
Correct.
But we'll have two on the equipment because we're going to always have a backup.
Correct. Always. Yep.
Now, how'd you meet Connie Phillips? I've seen her a million times. She's been all over the Facebook groups. She's obviously writing a lot of policies for folks. Is she your insurance gal?
So she doesn't insure my company personally, but I did meet her when I was actually down at the Panhandle event, and she gave out some great information down there, and I said, man, if you could make it up to Chicago and give this same information to the local guys in my market, that would be absolutely
That's awesome.
fantastic.
I'm looking forward to meeting her. And then NutriPods, you're going to know his name. You're going to forget his name.
Yep.
Joe.
Yep.
Joe's coming. I don't know if I've met Joe before. Sorry, Joe, if we've met. I don't remember it. Thunder Lighting. I don't know who they are, but you were mentioning
for the
they're doing the
site.
Yeah, but I mean I don't know who they are. But yeah, that's great. They're gonna be there. And then you got Trident. We know that's Mike Kilgore. HydroChem is
Chad Reefer.
Chad, been with Chad many times. Veloci will be there. And obviously CRX. Nobody understands how good that's another one, man. Everybody keeps talking about these non-nameless motors that keep not working and they keep bitching about it. But then at the same time you hear, oh, this is the best motor. They're the best motor. They're the best motor. But 19 other guys are going, the damn thing only worked 300 hours and it crapped out on me and they wouldn't do anything on the warranty. And I'm going to be honest, man, the CRXs, I don't know if they're going to stand up on the warranty because haven't had one to have warranted yet. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I mean, it's a couple thousand hours and they're still running, So, I mean, if they told me for the cost difference to go pound sand, not to warranty it, I think I would just be okay with it. Give me another one for 2,000 hours. I'm good. Yeah. The other thing is, when everybody said, oh my gosh, but they're not making any parts. You can't get any parts. Dude, buy 3 of them. You got some spare parts. I mean,
there's parts everywhere. I have parts. Everyone has parts.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I know, but it's always these people that are always trying to put a monkey wrench when the industry really finds something that's good. And I'll say this, man. Over the 40 some years, I've been around with F&A. I've gone through the Delco when it was a freaking vacuum cleaner company, man. That's back 30 some years ago. The Cobalt, and when they reinvented the pressure washer. I want to say like 15 years ago, they reinvented the Delco hot water unit. They weren't the best units in the world. I'm just going to say that. But today, some of these F&A products like the CRX, the Dual Wash Pro, they are really building stuff they're building stuff contractor oriented. And it's stuff that's lasting. They might get into the situation where and everybody goes, did he really say that? Because I've walked through these factories, right? And they're in R&D, and you talk to these guys and they're like, yeah, we're trying to invent this to fail. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, yeah, it lasts too long. We're trying to re-engineer it so it fails. I'm thinking to myself, did I just hear that right? And it's so funny because I think that's what that motor manufacturer that we won't mention their name, I think their motors were running too well and they had to reinvent themselves so that they could sell more motors. I mean, I'm just telling you, I think that's what it's all about. Crazy stuff. But
well, I mean, they know they sell more motors because they don't warranty anything. I'll tell you that. So
after you've been through 3 of them, they wouldn't warranty. Then you're like, hey, I will say this because I like to give good information and I'll give my opinions on this, but I think I'm dead on and maybe you won't agree with me. Honda in the single cylinder, the small generators, you can't stop those motors from running. You understand? You know on top. One pull, the 11 horse and under, boom. They just run and run and run. Briggs, I only believe in one twin they have. That's the 18 horse. That's it. I won't go up from there because we all know it's the same footprint. They're born out the head, and the motors just don't last as long. But the 18, it's solid. If when you first get it, and I know you know this, change that damn dipstick seal. I'm talking brand new. Just pull it out and change it before you ever turn the motor on, okay? And
Yeah.
and you're good to go. And then from the 18 to the 22, the CRX, I'm sorry, it owns that. It owns that. You know, when you get into the bigger ones, I'll give Kohler a attaboy. When you talk about but bigger motors, not their smaller ones, bigger motors. And then when you talk about a diesel, I love Kubota. I used to love the Lamborghini, but Kohler bought it. And after Kohler bought it, I'm sorry, Kohler's a great, like I said, bigger motors. But after they bought the diesel, I don't believe in the diesel anymore because it didn't have the same punch and it doesn't run like when Lamborghini owned the diesel thing. When they took it over, something changed and I don't know what it was. And we all know it's what's happened to Kohler is they got big money behind them now, and they're not. It's not the. They don't have the care that they once had when they had the family there running the business. And that always happens. What do you think about my analogy of motors? There. What do you think? Do you think that I'm square? You can tell me I'm wrong. I don't care.
So I don't think you're wrong, but I have seen the Honda small engines. I've seen them fail. Okay, and low hours. I'm not telling you every single one fails. I'm not saying that because if I did, I'd be a liar. But I have seen the small engines fail and early. But here's the thing: I'll say this about everything. Okay, on a Honda, if it makes it past 100 hours, that thing's running for 3,000, 4,000 hours. Okay, I've seen it in my personal opinion. But if it doesn't make it to the 100, you're going to be very mad, very mad. And that's exactly what I tell a lot of my customers because when the Honda doesn't make it past the 100, they're not warrantying it. They're going to blame it on you. I mean, they are. I mean, anyone could argue with me, but I've firsthand submitted the warranty claim, and they said your customer overheated it. I said,
Dan, we're looking forward to seeing you there, man.
Yeah.
Dan Dykstra. Do you know Dan?
Yeah. No, I do not. No, I do not know him. Yeah. So, and then when you get into the CRX engines, I 100% agree with you. And when you get into the bigger engines, I don't know much about them, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that's my take.
What's up, Nate? How you doing, man?
That guy makes some of the best stuff in the industry right there.
He makes some of the best. I'm going to just say it is the best skid. People just say, oh, you're just saying that. I'm like, no, man, he makes the best. They're the best. They're the best skids. There's a lot of other great skid builders. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that AC, that disruptor equipment, man, that's another level of equipment right now. You know what I mean? And the way it's built, in his hose reels, they're phenomenal. But hey, it's pretty pricey. There's guys out there that are building really good skids. I don't have to mention names. I'd say that there's 5 solid skid manufacturing companies in the industry right now that have been better than ever before. Because when I was at the beginning of this skid stuff, when the skids first came out, and the thing naked was almost 1,500 pounds, man. That was ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you put it on a half-ton truck, and you're
maxed out. You got
dude, you're dragging your bumper, and the thing's naked. You know what I mean? I was like, this thing's going to require a 1-ton minimum once you get it loaded up. And I'm not saying any guy with a big skid shouldn't be driving around a half-ton anyway, but when you start with a naked skid at 1,500 pounds, when you can get not a C3, but a Cedar Creek skid, and they're only, 350, 380 pounds naked.
My guys, me and my guys, when we order C3, you got me.
You can pick them up and just put them wherever you need to put them.
Yeah, when we order the Cedar Creek skids, and we pick them up. We just move them around the shop. Me and my guys
Yeah.
just move them right around the shop.
Yeah, it's
They're
amazing.
So
And there'll be guys out there right now that'll go, oh, that's gonna fall apart then if it's that lightweight. No, these things are strong, man.
yeah,
I mean, they
very
really
strong.
are.
The
They're
one thing I
strong.
can say about the skids that I use is, of course, is going to be Cedar Creek. But what I can say is they actually do the testing on their shelves. And when they're on their new Gen 4 skid, their testing that they did on that, they stopped. I think, I mean, I'm almost positive on this. When they were at 2,000 pounds per shelf, they stopped the testing. Because they're like, that's 4,000 pounds just on the shelves, plus the water. That's another, if you put 400 gallons in it or 300 gallons in a 100-gallon slimline for water and you're an 8-foot skid, that's another 3,000 pounds. You're looking at 7,000 pounds on this skid. Okay. I mean, there's no need to test any more than that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, and we don't, and you, like you said it's kind of like the CRX. They said they've got a lifetime warranty on the skid, and I think you said that. Did they have none or one or yeah?
Zero.
I mean, and that's the thing. And it's not to say that one didn't fail and somebody just fixed it, because they just repaired it or whatever. We don't know that, but the point being is, they probably put it through some hell and then said, hey, man, I've had this thing for like 4 years. I think that I did okay. A rail kind of cracked. So I went ahead and, I repaired it and we're moving forward, because I'm sure if you're a real, I hate to say this, but if you're a real contractor, you're not sweating stuff like that. You're going to repair it, get the rig back on the road and keep making money, It's going to happen. But I will tell you, man, we all know the horror stories of some of these guys that bought some of these skids and these skid makers, and we're like, there is no way that's not going to snap, and then they're on the internet going, we told you had to move it with it unloaded. I'm like, what are you supposed to do? Take everything off of it before you put the forklift under it and move it? I'm like, are you crazy? The whole purpose of a skid is so if you're like where you're at and you're using the truck for salting, you go in, you lift the skid out, you move it, you put it over in your shop, and you put your salter in there and your plows on the front, and away you go.
Exactly.
It's the whole purpose of a skid to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you just mount the shit. You'd get a flatbed and mount it right on the flatbed, right? I mean, save yourself a whole hell of a lot of time, and it's much easier to work with.
Yeah. Yep. So,
how do you like Toyota Tundra flatbeds? How do you like them?
I've never seen one.
Never seen one?
I hope I don't.
Everybody right now is praising them damn things. I don't know why.
Yeah. Crazy. But guys, listen, guys, I want you to sign up to the event. I need you to be there. I mean, we are going to have some amazing people there. The guys that want to help you, they want to see you grow. We want to see you grow. I mean, it's going to be an amazing event. We got almost 600 people registered. I mean, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And we're so excited. A lot of great giveaways, a lot of great people. And
I'll say this, by tomorrow morning, you'll have 600 easily. It'll be over 600. It'll be over 600 tomorrow. Are we going to do a video a day now or not? We're just going to approach ourselves.
We may be able to, but we're
15 minutes though. It's got to be a 15-minute video. That's it.
Well, probably
do me a favor. Call me at lunch tomorrow. We'll do it while you're eating lunch. Just to come on. We'll do a countdown. Tomorrow's 8 days. Saturday 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Maybe we won't do past Wednesday, but let's do a short video every day and keep this up on the top awareness, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's still a lot of guys I know that have not heard about it. They have not heard about this event.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we all know what happens after the event's over with. What happens? Dude, I didn't hear about the event. When's the next one? That's what they always do. So, but we're 40-some minutes. It's late there. What do you got? 8:30 almost now, or it is 8:30? Yep, 8:30.
Yeah.
Go to bed. You take us out tonight, and I'll cut this thing out. I'm gonna just tell everybody: Ron Musgrave's Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. Don't forget April 18th, 19th, and 20th. Washwork Supply. Go sign up for the Wash and Learn event. It's all yours, man.
All right, guys, we appreciate you. It's April 18th, 19th, 20th. We want to see you guys there, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Adios.